Welcome to the Pewaukee School District. Partnerships and communication with our families are high priorities for us. As we open the door to each child's future, we present our journey into grading for learning and our standards-based report card. Standards-based grading, or SBG, is both aligned with and driven by the Pewaukee School District's strategic plan. SBG is an ongoing journey for us. By June of 2015, 100% of Pewaukee School District teachers will have implemented best practices for grading. Why SBG? We believe that grading practices must be accurate, consistent, meaningful, and supportive of learning. High levels of student growth and achievement is attained and measured through a standards-based system. Ultimately, the purpose of grades is to communicate the learning, growth, and achievement of individual students in relation to these important standards. Consistency is key. It is critical that our assessment practices, how we measure student growth and achievement, clearly aligns with how we communicate that process to our students and their families. Standards-based grading utilizes ongoing assessments to track student progress, help educators make sound instructional decisions, and communicate growth to students and families. It's important to note that these assessments are not simply tests. Rather, they are any method of measuring student progress. When we compare a traditional method of assessing to a standards-based system, we can see the difference in information that is communicated. Here, in the traditional system, a student scores poorly at his first science assessment, a lab. 3 assessments later, he receives a grade that is much higher. His overall grade for the term, however, is a 75% average, which would translate into a C. Ultimately, this student is being penalized for not knowing in advance what we're trying to teach him. When you compare this to a standards-based model, you'll see significant differences. First, the description of the assessment is much clearer. In the case of the aluminum can lab, we don't know exactly what skill was being taught. In an SBG model, however, we can see that the skill is plan and conduct investigations. Here, the student does not demonstrate proficiency of the standard at his first attempt. By the 4th assessment, however, this student has demonstrated growth and now meets proficiency by receiving a 3. His overall grade reflects his growth and achievement. He receives a 3. He is not penalized for learning. Here you can compare a traditional grading system to a traditional report card. Neither of these accurately communicate the student growth and learning that has taken place. Additionally, this information is not particularly meaningful or supportive of learning. We are unable to identify which skills may need more attention or where gaps in learning might exist. Part of opening the door to each child's future is ensuring that we're providing meaningful and timely feedback to our students, families, and the future teachers of our students. Our reporting tool needs to align with our standards-based grading practices. So, what should this look like? We'll come back to this in a moment. In addition to SBG aligning with our strategic plan, it also aligns with the DPI State Report Card. SBG is both data-driven and results-based. The Pewaukee School District continually evaluates our student growth and achievement. As we examine student growth and our efforts to evaluate and improve our instructional practices, we have been able to celebrate some big wins. On the Explore assessment, a component of EPAS, Explore, Plan, ACT system, we find our students making significant gains when standards-based grading practices were being piloted. This dashboard illustrates how our students, represented in blue compared to the national average, here in red. The left of the yellow line represents ACMS students entering in 7th grade. To the right of the yellow line, the same group of students are assessed at the end of 8th grade. As you can see, our students tremendously increased their growth and far outperformed the national averages by the end of 8th grade. Standards-based grading and reporting practices are not a new idea. In fact, research on the value of SBG has been conducted for years and is now considered best practice in education. We encourage you to visit our School Fusion website for more information on how national and international leaders in education view SBG as best practice for supporting our students' growth and achievement. Standards-based grading is a widespread movement. Many school districts, both locally and throughout the state, utilize SBG practices. Those listed here are just a few. In addition, standards-based assessment and reporting practices are utilized throughout the country. Internationally, we see several of the highest performing countries have also embraced SBG practices. SBG also leads to better preparation for college and career readiness, as well as transitions from school to post-secondary paths. At Asa Clark Middle School, we are making the transition to standards-based reporting in 2 phases. The first phase will occur during the 2013-14 school year. The courses listed here will be utilizing a standards-based report card. For those classes that are not listed in Phase 1, you will continue to receive traditional grades for the 13-14 school year. During the 2014-15 school year, courses not already reporting out by standards will make this transition. At this time, all courses at ACMS will have fully implemented SBG practices. We return to the question posed earlier. What should the grading and reporting tool look like? How do we report student progress in a way that is accurate, meaningful, consistent, and supportive of learning? This is a snapshot of our new report card, which will be used for those courses that are reporting out by standard. Students will receive feedback on each standard that is assessed in their classes. Additionally, students and families will receive feedback regarding their level of college and career readiness that is demonstrated within those courses. For more detailed information on each aspect of our new report card, we encourage you to view the report card video tutorial, also located on our School Fusion site. Our standards-based reporting tool aligns closely with our standards-based assessment practices. As students, parents, and educators, we can utilize the information provided to quickly identify those areas of concern or reasons to celebrate proficiency. As your partners in education, we are committed to opening the door to each child's future by making grading accurate, consistent, meaningful, and supportive of learning. Thank you for joining us on this journey.